On May 10, 2020, Mother's Day morning, a quiet mountain community in Colorado woke up to a mystery that would soon capture national attention. A 49-year-old mother of two vanished without a trace. Her bicycle was found abandoned on the side of a remote road, and what started as a missing person case quickly turned into one of the most disturbing crime stories in recent American history. This is the story of Suzanne Morphew. Suzanne Morphew lived in a beautiful home near the small town of Salida, Colorado. The area was peaceful, surrounded by forests and mountains. It was the kind of place where neighbors rarely locked their doors and serious crime was almost unheard of. Suzanne lived there with her husband Barry Morphew and their two daughters. From the outside, their life seemed perfect. They had moved to Colorado from Indiana a few years earlier, hoping to start a new chapter in a quieter environment. Suzanne was described by friends as kind, energetic, and deeply devoted to her family. She loved the outdoors and often went biking along the trails near her home. But behind the peaceful lifestyle, there were signs that not everything in the Morphew marriage was as perfect as it seemed. On the morning of May 10th, Suzanne's neighbor noticed something strange. Suzanne had not been seen, and her bicycle was discovered down an embankment near County Road 225. The bike appeared damaged but strangely positioned. There were no obvious signs of a crash. Concerned, the neighbor called police. Soon, deputies from the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office arrived at the scene. They began searching the area, believing at first that Suzanne might have had an accident while riding. But as investigators examined the scene more closely, things began to feel unusual. Suzanne's helmet was missing. There were no clear tire marks or evidence showing how the bike ended up where it was. Even more troubling, no one had actually seen Suzanne leave the house that morning. Barry Morphew, Suzanne's husband, said he had left early that day for a landscaping job in Denver, about 140 miles away. When he heard Suzanne was missing, he rushed back home. Barry quickly appeared in videos pleading for Suzanne's safe return. In one emotional message posted online, he asked whoever had taken his wife to bring her back. He said he would do anything to see her again. The video spread across social media, and thousands of people across the country began following the case. Search teams arrived from multiple counties. Drones scanned the forests. Volunteers combed through miles of rugged terrain. But there was no sign of Suzanne. Days passed. Then weeks. Still nothing. As the investigation continued, detectives began examining Suzanne and Barry's marriage more closely. And what they found raised serious questions. Phone records revealed that Suzanne had been secretly communicating with a man she once dated in high school. His name was Jeff Leibler. The two had reconnected years later and began exchanging thousands of messages. Their conversations were emotional and deeply personal. Suzanne reportedly told Jeff that her marriage to Barry was unhappy. She said Barry had controlling behavior and that she felt trapped. Investigators now believed Suzanne might have been planning to leave her husband. But Barry told police he had no idea about any affair. He insisted that his marriage with Suzanne was strong. However, detectives continued to uncover inconsistencies in Barry's story. Security data from Barry's truck showed strange activity on the night before Suzanne disappeared. The truck doors opened multiple times. Investigators also questioned why Barry had changed clothes several times during his trip to Denver the next day. Surveillance cameras in Broomfield captured Barry stopping at multiple trash cans around the city. He threw away different items at each stop. Police later collected those trash bags as evidence. Inside them they found various items, but nothing that directly linked Barry to Suzanne's disappearance. Still, the behavior seemed suspicious. As months passed, investigators built a case. In May 2021, almost exactly 1 year after Suzanne vanished, Barry Morphew was arrested and charged with her murder. Authorities believed Barry had killed Suzanne sometime during the night of May 9 or early morning May 10. They argued that he staged the bike crash to make it look like an accident or kidnapping. But the case was far from simple. There was no body. There was no clear murder weapon. And the defense team attacked the investigation, arguing that police had focused too heavily on Barry while ignoring other possibilities. In 2022, prosecutors suddenly dropped the charges against Barry Morphew. The case had not been dismissed permanently, but the court ruled that prosecutors had failed to properly share evidence with the defense team. Barry was released from jail. The mystery remained unsolved. Then, in September 2023, a shocking discovery was made. During a search in a remote area of Colorado, investigators found human remains. DNA testing confirmed the remains belonged to Suzanne Morphew. For the first time in over 3 years, Suzanne had finally been found. The discovery answered one question but raised many more. How did she die? Who was responsible? And why had her body been left so far from home? Investigators have continued examining the evidence, but as of now, the case remains one of the most haunting mysteries in recent American crime history. Suzanne Morphew was a mother, a friend, and a woman whose life ended in tragedy. Her story reminds us that sometimes the most disturbing crimes happen behind closed doors, hidden within families that appear normal from the outside. And even today, many